Hi, this is Ari Levenbaum, and I am sitting in my garage here with my good friend Jason. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
And behind me are two bikes that Jason personally helped me find, and one of which is a WL45, WL 1945 Harley Davidson, and the other one is a 1959 BSA Golden Flash. Both of which, again, Jason helped me acquire, and so we wanted to have these in the background today because it's a good tie-in for what we're talking about, which is 2021 Cannonball, right?
Exactly. It's coming up.
Yeah.
We're exactly 1 week away from the start. I'm actually leaving tomorrow for the event, making my migration from here to Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Wanted to do just one last follow-up with you and your guys' team before we go, because you guys provide a lot of support to us on the back end of it, and then also during the event with your marketing managers and all that. So just kind of really doing that last little get together with you guys and make sure everything's good to go. And we appreciate you guys being part of our team.
It's our pleasure. For those who are unaware, about, 4 years ago, you and I got together, and Jason told me about this amazing opportunity to support something that's very unique, and it's vintage bikes traversing the country on these really cool, obscure routes through America, back roads. And there's two events actually that we are supporting, the Chase and the Cannonball. And tell me a little bit about, or everybody for that matter, what's the difference in the two events and when do they take place?
Okay. Yeah. So the Motorcycle Cannonball, which is taking place starting next week, is a coast-to-coast event that we've done. We started in 2010 with the very first event. It's every 2 years that we do this. It's generally motorcycles that are pre-1930. This year we're going from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. We're going to head over to Myrtle Beach, and then our final destination will be South Padre Island. It roughs out to about 3,750 miles total over a 17-day period. We try to do between 250 and 300 miles a day on these things. Average speeds are probably 40 to 50 miles an hour on these things. And so yeah, we go across the country. It's really a challenge of endurance, man versus machine, and we're excited to get started.
And I know that recently I was actually part of this. I wasn't riding, I was more of an observer and supporter, but recently we had the Chase, the Motorcycle Chase, and I was there with our good friend Adam Sandoval, who covered it.
Right.
And I participated for about 4 or 5 days, and now we have the Cannonball, but generally you do one year and then one the other year.
Yeah,
correct?
Correct. With everything going on in the world right now and having to move stuff around, this Cannonball was actually supposed to start 1 year ago. With everything going on, we postponed it till this year, and we're ready to get back out on the road. So generally, yes, we would have a Cannonball and then the next year do a Chase. So when we get done with this Cannonball, we've already announced the 2022 cross-country Chase, which will be a very exciting route. Where we'll be starting in Chicago, Illinois area and ending on Santa Monica, and we're going to do our version of Route 66.
Nice. I can't wait to be involved. That's
it's
awesome.
going to be a great event. That event, which we hadn't got into yet, is a little bit different from the Cannonball. That is for motorcycles that are 1930 to 1960. And what's different, the biggest part of that's different than the Cannonballs, we don't allow support crews, no trucks, no trailers, and no support crews on the thing. So it's your machine. You need to carry your own luggage, you need to carry your own tools, and make it across the country. And if you fail or have a catastrophic failure, you're out there on your own as we keep on going. So
yeah, I saw that actually on the Chase, guys, and men and women working on their own bikes or helping each other work on bikes. So that's Chase. Let's talk Cannonball. So first of all, we talked about Cannonballs every other year, right? For those that want to, let's get back to that in a minute. So Cannonballs every other year. how many people participate in Cannonball as far as riders, what's the criteria, and how many other people are there to support the Cannonball participants?
Okay, yeah. So Cannonball, like you said, is every other year. This year, the criteria is you have to have a motorcycle that is pre-1930. So you can have anything from a 1901 to a 1929. So anything that was manufactured prior to 30, and you can be anywhere from 16 years old, and I think our oldest rider this year is 82 years old. So, wow. You know, and we have a really eclectic mix in between all of that. You know, guys that are in their early 20s, like I said, all the way up to 82 years old. So riding all different types of motorcycles, just not American motorcycles. We have anything from Harleys, Indians, Nortons, Triumphs, some BMWs. I think we have a Near car out there that's just pretty cool. Just a really eclectic group of motorcycles that are out there competing on this thing.
And how many support staff do you have that are there for your support staff and then the riders?
So typically we travel the country with about 400 people. So we cap the event at 110 riders. And then of course they have their support crews that come along with us. And then I have a staff of about 35, which includes, you know, scoring officials, safety. I have my own medics and nurses. And then media, you know, I got a film crew, photographers, and merchandise, and that's, you know, what takes us to get across the country in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know it's a big production.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It takes us 2 years to really put this event on, and
sure.
And people don't realize, you know, all the moving parts that we have behind the thing with, you know, working with, I think this year, 32 different cities and having 28 different hosted stops, you know, so I'm basically doing an event almost twice a day, and sure. A lot of these as we go across the country, you know, we're working with Harley dealerships, we're working with you know, BMW dealerships, we're working with museums, yep. Cities, yep. All that kind of stuff. So it's really it takes us a long time to put this thing together. And
you say us, this is really a family affair. I know Law Tigers is our part financially and through marketing, but you also have a significant other who we do not want to leave out. Tell us what's her name, her role, and what she does behind the scenes, because I know she's really the unsung hero of the operation. Yeah.
So my wife works hand in hand with me. Her name's Leanne, and she's really responsible for putting a lot of the travel together, and then a lot of the administrative stuff, just making sure that everything's organized, from, you know, rider waivers to entry forms, you know, just keeping the thing on track and organized, and making sure that we're hitting our deadlines in time. And
sure.
And you know, yeah, without her, you know, the event isn't what it is. So, you know, super grateful to have her on my staff, and you know,
it's a team effort, right? You need a lot of people.
And we have a lot of great, you know, people that help us out besides my wife, you know, from our course master, John Klassen, that helps us put the course together. You know, we have a lot of other volunteers that help out, and then, of course, the volunteers and staff that come on the event with us, because without those guys, you know, the event isn't what it is either. You know, a lot of these guys provide an experience. You know, they're colorful themselves, and you know, they provide an experience to the riders.
Sure.
You know, other than the ride. So.
Sure. So for those of you that are out there that want to check out, you know, American history, really, moving history, Jason and the whole Cannonball crew and our Law Tiger crew are going to be traveling to all these stops, and you can actually show up and hang out and see the bikes, meet Jason, meet the actual rider support crew, which I think is pretty cool. So where are some of the stops that people can come to for this Cannonball to check out the bikes and participate in activities?
Absolutely. So we have a full list of all the stops that you can see on our website, which is motorcyclecannonball.com. If you go into the route section, it tells you exactly where we're going to be at, what day, and about the approximate times that we'll be there. So, I mean, we're starting in Michigan. We got a really great stop in Traverse City, which will be at Hagerty Insurance, and then we make our way to Battle Creek, which will have a Harley Davidson dealership that we'll be doing. The next site will be at Dayton, Ohio, at the Rip Rap Roadhouse, and we'll be doing places such as Myrtle Beach Harley, Wheels Through Time Museum, which will be a really, really great stop. We have some great cities that are hosting us: Spartanburg, South Carolina, Arkadelphia, Arkansas, Victoria, Texas is going to be a good one. And then, of course, having our grand finale on the beach, South Padre Island, Texas. I mean, that's going to be spectacular, you know. I mean, to witness being on the tip of the Gulf Coast on the Mexican border after, you know, an 18-day journey is going to be something special.
So if those that want to tune in, go to motorcyclecannonball.com, right?
Correct.
And you can check out the stops. You can come out, check out these cool bikes. And then I noticed also you're wearing a really cool shirt, which actually I have, but I'm not wearing. I forgot to put mine on. But
it's a little hot to be wearing.
It is a little hot, yeah. But that's a really cool. Tell us about the shirt, by the way, and the significance of that.
Yeah. So this is kind of a period correct race jersey that racers would have worn back in the 20s and 30s. Is kind of when they, and even earlier than that they kind of came out. So a lot of the merchandise that we do nowadays, we try to emulate what they've done back in the day, you know, to kind of be a little bit more period correct. And so we went out there and kind of manufactured some of our own stuff now, and you know, have a great lineup of period correct clothing that we're doing. And also you can get your event merchandise on there too, your posters, your pins, your hats, and your event t-shirts. So. And we appreciate the support of people buying the merchandise. You know, this event is free to everybody going across the country, and the merchandise is really what fuels bringing us to these stops, and you know, it helps us make this event free, so we don't have to charge the public. And you know, we encourage, you know, the public to come out and see us.
Sure.
You know, there isn't many places that you'll get to see this type of thing, these type of motorcycles, even in a museum, let alone witness hearing them run, people riding them, smelling them. You know, it's unbelievable, and I guarantee if you show up, it'll change your outlook on life.
Well, it did mine. In fact, I now have these two bikes behind us because I saw it, smelt it, felt it, and it was part of it. And if you can't make it for whatever reason to one of these stops, I know you're going to memorialize it through this really cool commemorative magazine, or actually it's more like a book, right? Yeah. Tell us about that.
So yeah, we're working on putting this book together for this event. It'll be one of the first ones that we've done like this. So after the event, you'll get a snapshot of all the riders, all their machines, and then our journey across the country. So, you know, we want to really memorialize what we're doing. So after the event, you know, you'll be able to go on our website and be able to get this great thing. So. Yeah. And in the meantime, you'll actually get to see us live every day, multiple times per day. So every morning we'll have a live broadcast that will go out on all our social media networks, along with, I think you'll be able to see it right there on Law Tigers. And then at night we'll do a nightly recap on it also. So, we'll just try to put as much content as we can out there to you guys on our website and all of our social medias.
Now you also have a cool show called Cannonball Chronicles, right?
Yep.
So whether it's during the Cannonball or any time throughout the year, you're telling stories. What else are you doing with Cannonball Chronicles?
You know, this has been a really, really fun project that we put together. Been doing it about 1.5 years now. It started into being something different than what it was going. We wanted to go across the country and just get the stories of the people that ride the Cannonball in the motorcycle chase. You know, with current events, with not being able to travel and be able to get into people's shots, we put together this really cool live podcast. So every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we come on to our YouTube channel and multiple social media channels on Facebook, and we bring you the stories of the Cannonball. You know, we talk about what's going on, what we're doing, and then we bring a rider on, you know, whether they be a rookie or a veteran of the event. You know, we bring them on and talk about their stories and, you know, what they went through and what they do in the real world, and, you know, and how it all ties together. And, you know, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I've been on the show. It's great. It's really all about, like I said, cool people, cool bikes. Right. And I don't think people quite understand that this is like a segment of our industry right now. It's the historical part of it, but you know, to get where we are today with like this newer bike I have over here, the Dyna Rider S from Harley, took the development of a bike like this in 1945, and before that, the strap tank. So it's really been a progression. So it's cool to see where all these bikes came from and how they evolved. And again, it's cool to see them also on the road, not just sitting in some museum or someone's garage, but actually moving and doing what they're intended to do, right? Which is go down the street and transport people and allow people to have a really cool experience. So anything else you want to share about Cannonball with us?
The last thing I want to say is, like we said earlier, just come out and witness it. If you can't make it to one of the hosted stops, check us out online, help us support there, and learn something about this whole, especially if you're into motorcycles. I mean, this is, like you said, this is where motorcycling came from. It started from what these are, and we're excited to bring this show across the country and make people more aware that, hey, you can take these things out of museums, you can take them out of the barns, and you can run them across the country.
Nice.
And you can have fun doing it.
That's true. That's true. These bikes are so different, folks. Just how they run, how they start, how they operate, until you really get up close and see it. And that's the opportunity to do that. Right. See how they start and run and function. You really can't understand how much different it is just to even get a bike moving or being maintained compared to now, where you hit a ignition switch and you get on and go. It's a much different process and many more steps in order to get these bikes running and to stay maintained. So anyway, tune in, 2021 Cannonball, sponsored by Law Tigers. We will see you either online or we will see you at one of these many stops with Jason and Law Tigers. Thank you very much, folks. Appreciate it.
We'll see you guys later.